Carl, I've enjoyed so much of your vertical pieces and your fountains, and now you've surprised us with yet another fabulous work of art. Could you please share the name and the ethic behind creating this stone bench?
Sure. The thing that drew us originally to this particular stone was the tone that it made when you struck it with your hand or with a piece of wood or a mallet of some kind. And Ethan and I make melodic drums, and we're all the time thinking about scales and pitches and that sort of thing. And this thing sung so beautifully, like no other stone that we've ever seen before. It was a perfect G sharp, by the way. And unfortunately, when we got it mounted onto its anchoring post here and on the base, that killed the resonance of it, so it doesn't sing like it used to. It's still, you can still hear a little bit of the ring, but it's not really a note. The original title of it was The Fossil Tone Bench, and a lot of people ask us if we've ever found any fossils, in the stones as we break them apart and drill into them, and never have until we found this stone, and it's almost totally made of fossils. If you look closely at it, you may not be able to get that on the camera at this point, but there are all types of small organisms, small animals, probably aquatic animals, that you can see. When we didn't really realize it at first because the stone was so sandpapery and so granulated on the top, but we wanted to make a bench out of it. In order to make it comfortable, we had to grind it and polish the high points off there because it was very needle-like to sit on. And we started polishing it. It enabled us to see that all of these tiny organisms, millions of them, that this bench is actually compressed and made from. As you said, most of our pieces are using a vertical three-dimensional format, but in making this bench we did have a very, very interesting sort of a platform, almost a diving board kind of a shape to work with. But more interesting to us as we started to develop it was the surface here. And not only was it interesting because of the fossils, but the texture of it was so unique, and it really started to become almost like a stone painting rather than a three-dimensional sculpture. It was this is what really compelled us to go further with it. Was just that flat surface and the painterly quality of it. It was actually turned into a type of image that I've strove to produce for many years in my painting, but it's really hard to create that absolutely natural soul that you can find in the stone itself. But we've ground into it on the top here. We've left some of it in sort of a semi-polished state, and then other parts of it in a more polished state to get this contrast between two areas, just like on the sculpture properties of light that's in the background here. I began to draw upon some of the imagery and iconography that I was working with in my ceramic sculpture for many years, this kind of quantum mechanical, cosmological kind of graphic symbolic work. And I don't know if you can really see that so much, but here you have sort of a planet-like shape defined, and this texture and the light and the darkness is somewhat sky-like, somewhat celestial, kind of suggestive of space. It also works really well for naps. It's just about that perfect size, and it's been a long morning. The coffee pot's empty.
That's a great ending to a wonderful narrative and incredible exhibition. Thank you, Carl. To enjoy Carl Peverall's works, please join us at Dovecote in Cashiers, North Carolina, or contact us at Dargan.com.